Hey guys, this is Matt Marzillo. I'll be your instructor for information management here at Columbia College in Chicago. Um, so the point of this video is I'm going to kind of briefly touch on some aspects of the class and the syllabus, and then also talk a little bit about the mechanics and how to get you all started on the right foot here week one. Um, I want to start by saying that it's definitely important that you all read through the syllabus on your own. The point of this video is not for me to read through everything, just kind of touch on a few things for you. But so it's kind of on you guys to kind of to do that at your own time. And then if you see anything that you have specific questions that aren't answered in this video or aren't covered in the syllabus, please feel free to kind of hit me up on that. So I guess with regards to that, the best way to contact me is either via email or my mobile phone. You could either obviously send me an email. It's hooked up to my phone, or shoot me a text. Obviously you're totally okay to give me a call if you need to at any time. But just I think I'm a little bit more responsive if it's a text or an email. So I would say that's probably the two best ways of communicating with me. Before I move on, let me just give you a quick introduction on me. So I have been teaching as an adjunct professor here at Columbia for 3 years now. In addition to teaching here, I also teach a class at Northwestern University, an analytics class there for a grad school program. And then my daytime job, I am an analytics consultant for Deloitte Consulting, based out of Chicago. So, kind of what I do, every day is geared towards sort of understanding and presenting data, which is a big part of what this class is, right? So I'm just going to scroll quickly down here, right? You have my contact information. These important dates are things that you all know about. Those are general Columbia dates. But the kind of getting to the course description here, the big part here is to learn how to understand and develop skills to glean insights from and present information from data, right? So the tools that we're going to be using in this class are Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, and PowerPoint. So we'll have a little bit of Word at the beginning, a little bit of PowerPoint at the end, but we're going to have a solid 10, 11 weeks of Excel in the middle chunk. And Excel is a popular, very powerful tool. It's used at every stop I've had along the way. Everyone uses it. You know how to use it. And if you can get really good advanced skills at it, you'll surely be an asset no matter where you work, whether it's interning or professional life after your undergrad here at Columbia. So that's a little bit of kind of about what the class is. Let me scroll back up. There are no required texts, right? The only requirement we have is that you have the software. Usually versions aren't that big of a deal. I think we say you need to have 2013 for PC, 2011 if you're a Mac. That's usually not that big of a deal. Most of you have that. You're free to use Mac. There are, I think once we get to the mail merge section, mail merge is a skill we'll learn later on in the course. You may encounter some issues with Mac, but so if you do, I'm willing to work with you. But I mean, the requirement is that you should have a PC, or at least get your hands on a PC to complete those assignments where you can't kind of work through it with a Mac. But usually that's not an issue. Usually it's not an issue, and if any of you are having issues, we can address that when the time comes. But so no required text. Just make sure you have the software. You need to have that from day one so we can kind of get off and running. The learning objectives, I kind of already touched on that, right? The idea is to understand the sort of suite of software that will help you, once you enter professional world. I'll get to this grading here in a bit. Before I go there, I'm going to walk you through the assignments. So the way the course is structured is we have homework every week that's presented in conjunction with a video or a series of videos that introduce a skill, and you'll have to complete that homework. That's due Saturday evening every night before midnight. You'll see week 8 there's no homework because that's the midterm, and then week 15 there's no homework because that's the final. So we have a series of homework assignments here, right? And then in addition to that, we have down here at the bottom you have a midterm and a final. They each make up 25% of your grade respectively. And then you also have these forums and write-ups, which are sort of my way of having some sort of participation in an online class, right? So for the forums, we're going to have one week 1. The ask is that you post one original comment using full sentences. Then you also post a reaction to another classmate's comment. So in order to get the full 25 points, you have to have at least 2 comments. I would encourage more, right? So the idea here is to try to get some conversation going on Moodle. So that's the forums. And then for the write-ups, I have a description here. If I scroll up, I believe. Yeah, right here. So the idea here is that I want you to start kind of understanding how professionals in data journalism, how they interpret and present data, right? So I have 3 websites that I like to kind of visit, 538, Vox.com, and then The Upshot, which is part of the New York Times. I would definitely start with those to kind of essentially pull, you're looking to pull an article that is a data-driven article, right? This isn't just any old news article or pop culture article. You want to pull an article that presents some sort of data or some sort of statistics. And I'm not too overly concerned about like your the way you kind of organize the write-up, but you should have an introduction that sort of kind of presents the article and some sort of summary of what the article is interpreting and what conclusions the writer is making, and then also some sort of conclusion or editorial comments from you, looking for your opinion, whether it's like your opinion to what the information the writer presented, or the kind of the writer's sort of takeaways, or also like your opinion on what the writer did well and how they presented the information, sort of kind of more the mechanics of what the journalist did. So the idea here is I want everyone to get used to kind of looking at how professionals are interpreting and presenting data, and hopefully that should guide you as you work through the course and also as you kind of move into your professional careers. So that's the write-ups, the forums, and then the exams. The exams are very they're not multiple choice. They're very kind of similar to the homework. You're gonna have to work through the problems. They're gonna take you some time, but they're definitely straightforward. And they're very if you're doing well in the homework assignments, you should do fine on the midterm and the exam. So you can kind of see already there's sort of like 3 different buckets of kind of work, right? We have our weekly homework assignments, that's one bucket. We have the midterm and the final exam, that's a second bucket. And our third bucket is these forums and write-ups. That's the third bucket. So you understand, I mean, I'm sure everyone's pretty familiar with the grading policy and procedures here at Columbia. But as far as late homework is concerned, right here. So I'm only going to accept late homework for that first bucket, for the weekly assignments, right? And I'll take 10% off, or what is 2.5 points off for every day late. If it's more than 3 days late, which would be after Tuesday, I'm not going to accept it. It's going to be a zero. And then with the graded forums, the write-ups, and the exams, you have to have them on time. That's kind of one thing I'm kind of a little bit hard about, that those need to come to me in time. Exams are a big deal. It's 25% of your grade. You wouldn't blow off an exam or a midterm if it was in class, so you shouldn't do that here either. And then the write-ups and forums are kind of supposed to be participation, right? So to make sure you're kind of getting on Moodle on several times a week at least, and kind of keeping you connected with the class. So those need to be in time, or they're a zero. Now I'm I'm certainly not unreasonable. If something does come up, if there's medical emergency or something where you can't get it to me, I'm willing to work with you. I think if you asked my former students, they would say that I'm a pretty reasonable guy. So that's the kind of thing where you might want to send me an email. We can kind of work through a way to kind of get me to the whatever homework or assignment you're going to get to me. But those situations are few and far between. It's an online course. You all should be able to kind of work around your schedules accordingly. So okay, so that's sort of like the different assignments we have. Oh, one other thing too, with regards to contacting me, I think I have it in here somewhere. Oh yeah, right. Response commitment. My commitment is to get back to you within 24 hours of when you reach out to me. And I'm usually a little bit quicker than that, but I'll at least get back to you in a day at the bare minimum. The reason that's important is that all the homework's due on Saturday evenings. So if you're just looking at the homework and it's like Saturday 6 o'clock in the evening and you send me an email, I may not get back to you until the next day. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible, but that if you're waiting on that response to submit your homework, then you're getting to a point where it's going to be a late assignment, and that's probably not good for anyone. So the reason why the 24-hour mark is important is that you teach you guys kind of looking at the homework earlier in the week, so if you do have any questions, you can get it to me early enough so I can get your response and we can get your homework in on time and with a good grade. Okay, so as I scroll down here, this is all, I think, very straightforward. Definitely read through this on your own. Classroom policies, read through on your own. This is all kind of general information. So this is all stuff. Make sure to read on your own. The course calendar here. Like I said, the first 2 weeks are Microsoft Word, and then we're going to move into many weeks on Excel. There we go. Many weeks on Excel through the midterm, and then we have a little bit of mail merge and PowerPoint here at the end before the final. You'll see we do have some case studies here, week 11 and week 14. So the idea is that you kind of develop some skills earlier in the course and then apply them in these case studies in later weeks. But like I said, the kind of the mechanics of the course are set up is that we have a video or a series of videos every week, and then assignment that's directly related to them. So everything is very straightforward, and the assignments are directly tied to those videos. So there's really nothing here that's designed to trip you up. So with that, before I'm gonna show you the Moodle page really quick here before I sign off, but I may add something here in the later weeks of kind of teaching you an additional skill. It may just be like something for your own edification. I think there's an additional Excel skill I'd like to teach you guys that's valuable, but I haven't built that out yet. So don't worry about that right now. But if there may be a slight change here or some additional content here in the later weeks, but if I do decide to do that, I'll definitely make sure to post it as an announcement. So this is the syllabus. I'll save it down to the Moodle page, and make sure everyone reads the syllabus week 1 and let me know if you have any questions or something kind of doesn't seem right. To the Moodle page, this probably looks similar to what you're all used to seeing. It's pretty clean, I think it's pretty organized. It's kind of easy to understand. If each week is broken out here, you're going to have a video or a series of videos. This week it's just kind of one long video along with the assignment that's tied to that video, and then you're going to have a graded forum as well. And so you're going to make sure that you post one original comment and then also reply to at least one of your classmates to get full credit. And then the further weeks kind of have a similar sort of breakout, right? So you can see here this week we have a series of different videos. I try to make the videos pretty short and easy to digest, and then you have your intro to Excel assignment due that week. You're also going to have a write-up due that week, and then each week I have this kind of weekly questions discussion forum built out. And the idea there is that if you have any questions, you're obviously free to contact me directly, but I'd prefer it if you posted it to the weekly questions, and that way I can respond so that the entire class can see. Kind of makes things a little bit easier on me, so I'm not answering the same question a dozen times. And it kind of helps all the classmates to interact a little bit as well. So and that's sort of kind of the way the class is kind of broken down from week to week. So you're going to have videos, an assignment tied to those videos, and then sometimes you're going to have a forum or a write-up due, and sometimes you won't. And then you can see if I scroll down here to like week 8, you have spring break. You have the midterm here, so there's nothing else due besides the midterm that week. The final is the same way, right? Where you just have the final, some data files tied to the final. Excuse me. So that's the class. Really quick, kind of making sure everyone gets off on the right foot. There's a few things I want you to do week 1. So obviously read through the syllabus, and then post an introduction here. Those are kind of the 2 things you should be doing, like days 1, 2, and 3 of the course. And then for in terms of grades, you have a few things going on week 1, right? So you want to make sure you watch your video on Microsoft Word, complete the assignment, ideally before end of day Saturday to get full credit, and then get on your forum early and often, right? So if you don't get that forum done by Saturday, you lose all points. So 3 things going on week 1. Watch the video, complete the assignment, and then post to the forum, and you all get off on the right foot. There's no reason you shouldn't get full credit the first week. You kind of start everyone off with a really high score. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions, feel free, like I said, to shoot me an email or shoot me a text, and we can work through it. But I'm looking forward to the term. I've had a lot of great groups here at Columbia. It's something I enjoy doing. I really like kind of working with you guys. You guys all have really interesting passions, and this is something that like I said, it's fun for me. I'm passionate about this type of work, and I'm hoping you all take something from it as well. Okay, thanks a lot.